There it is, the Mikoyan Gorevich MiG-15 UTI coming in from the left. Dunstall Wings and Wheels 2018 for your delight and delectation. It's got that look of a little muscly bear, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got that, it looks right. Of course, swept-wing aircraft, because like the Americans and like us, after the fall of Germany, we went in and had a peek at all of their wind tunnel stuff that they've been doing. They were really the forerunners of swept-wing research during the war. The Russians produced this, we produced things such as the F-86 Sabre, and of course ultimately things like the Hunter.
Two-seat train of this UTI version.
And powered by the Klimov engine, which is a direct copy of the Rolls-Royce Nene. We very generously sent a bunch of jet engines to the Russians to show them how clever we are, and they very generously completely copied them free of charge to show how clever they were. So it's actually powered by a Russian-built version of the Rolls-Royce Nene engine.
Yep, at over 1,000 miles range, 50,000 feet plus service ceiling, with a rate of climb of nearly 12,000 feet a minute. Now, where is MiG Alley and Sea Furies?
That
Korea.
In Korea, yes. Of course, Allied pilots first coming up against them in Korea, where the North Korean aircraft were basically Russian and being flown by Russian pilots and some Chinese. The aircraft was manufactured for many, many years in most Soviet bloc countries. A lot were built in Poland, all over the place.
Yes, and as we said, a total of about 18,000 built, but the prototype first flew December 1947 and was actually series produced in the USSR between 49 and 59, when they built about 13,000 of those. But then, as you say, foreign licensed production in Poland, Czechoslovakia, and even China produced about 6,000 examples.
As we said, this is operated by the Norwegian Historic Flight, and this aircraft is painted in the markings of one that used to push the boundaries, used to go and have a little nibble at their airspace, when flown by a young man called Yuri Gagarin, who of course later became very well known as the first human being in space. He was eventually sadly killed in one of these in an air accident, I think about 1960.
Over which there was some contention.
Quite possible. Yeah.
So yes, they were involved, I think we were talking earlier about the Sea Furies, they were involved in the Chinese Civil War against Taiwan, which was 1946 to 50, and in the Korean War, initially the MiG-15s were painted in North Korean markings, being flown by Russian pilots, and then again, to some significance, in the Suez Canal crisis in 1956, when Egyptian MiG-15s were fighting the Israeli Air Force.
It had quite a lot of punch. It was equipped with two 23mm cannon with 80 rounds per gun and a single 37mm with 40. So it was a punchy aeroplane. You didn't want to get on the wrong side of that armament. And we will see, the last two passes will be featuring things that go bang. So get ready for it.
So like a strafing one, they've never said if you have little animals or little children or elderly folk, just be prepared for that. There's Brian Smith catching out in the T-22 seat Sea Fury.
Interesting, as the Sea Fury taxis past, followed by Peter Teichmann in the Hurricane, you can see the family resemblance, the Sidney Cam inspired designs that go all the way back to the Hawker Signet originally, was it his first one? All of those fantastic biplanes they made during the 30s, they all led up to aircraft such as the Hurricane, the Sea Fury, eventually the Seahawk, the Hunter, then on to the Hawk and Harrier, all out of the same stable. We mentioned the Goblin of the Vampire having about 3,000 pounds thrust. The knee, the Plymouth, had almost 6,000 pounds, so about 6% more. There is now some contention about whether or not it was a Mr. Carmichael who shot down a MiG over North Korea from a Sea Fury, or whether it was a chap called Ellis, because there's a little bit of confusion, or whether or not more than one was shot down. But the first piston engine victory over a jet was a Sea Fury over a MiG-15. I used to work with Mr. Ellis's son many years ago. That's totally irrelevant. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming in from the left.
Get ready.
We were just joking, we were trying to get a telepathic link going to the pilot so we could work out when the last two passes would be.
Well, there was just to be a bang with commentators out there. I'll tell you what, every time it comes past, we'll just do that again, yeah? They think it's easy, ladies and gentlemen. You know better. They have no idea out here in the committee. Now here is, ladies and gentlemen, this looks like a rocket run. I wonder is it going to be, he's in the descent. He said, oh my goodness me, there it goes, dagger, 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 dagger.
Well, that was most of his cannon armour when he only had 40 rounds.
Oh my goodness me. Oh, I can feel the heat, the explosions. They're quite sporty little bombs, aren't they?
And as usual, when you have large pyrotechnics at air shows, you get loads and loads of car alarms going off earlier. You can hear them going off.
Yes, there's the grass on fire as well. Yes. I don't know whether he's coming around for another run, but... here we go. He looks as though he might be winding himself up for another one, ladies and gentlemen. He's certainly got the height. Yeah, he's inbound and hot. Here we go, from your right, ladies and gentlemen, the MiG-15. All right. Yes. Woohoo! I like it. Bravo! There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we promised you a big bang, but there were several big bangs. I think there's a little chap running around there with a pot of water trying to put the flames out, but it works for us up here.
So here he is coming right to left again. We don't think there's going to be any bangs this time. I think they've run out of...
He's high, but he's not hot, no. There we go. Yeah, no, just giving us a little wave, ladies and gentlemen. There you are. Thank you very much indeed. It's the MiG-15. Outstanding. Excellent. Just checking the battle damage there.